All right, so the example or the homework problem that you had on your 6.3 homework was to simplify this complex rational expression. I noticed this was the first one that you missed, so I thought I'd walk you through how to do this one, and maybe that would answer the question I didn't quite understand in your email. So the first thing I'm going to do is, like we've done before, is factor all of these denominators inside here so I can find the LCD of the whole complex fraction. So you begin by taking that first fraction, which is going to be 3 over, and if I factor a squared plus 2a minus 15, that's going to give me a plus 5 and a minus 3. I'm just going to quickly go through and not take the time to write out every step on the factoring. But if I look at this second denominator here, same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put 2 over, and then that's going to become a plus 5 and a plus 2. Or a plus 2 and a plus 5 on the fraction in the first term of the denominator. 2 over that a squared here minus 8a plus 15 is going to factor into a minus 3 and a minus 5, and then the second term is going to factor into 3 over, it should be a minus 3a plus 2. All right, so now that we've got it factored, we identified the lowest common denominator. And when you have simple terms like this in the denominators, it's a matter of listing every factor to the highest power that it appears. So I start with the first denominator here, and I just list both of its terms. A plus 5, a minus 3. The next one, I have an a plus 2, which I don't have in the LCD yet, so I write it down. A plus 5 is already there, so I don't need to list it again. On this one, a minus 3 hasn't been included yet, so I stick that in, but now I've already got an a minus 5, and I've also got an a minus 3 and an a plus 2. So my LCD has those 4 factors in them, and I take that LCD and I multiply it times every term in the numerator and every term in the denominator. I'm going to multiply the numerator of the big complex fraction, the whole thing here, by this LCD, which means it has to distribute across that addition. And then the same thing on bottom. I'm going to take all of this and multiply it times the first fraction and then times the second fraction. And having done that, what will happen is all of the denominators will cancel. So on the first one, I take this whole LCD times 3 over a plus 5, a minus 3. The a plus 5 and the a minus 3 cancel, and I'll be left with a 3 times a plus 2 and a minus 5, because the first two canceled. Then when I take the whole LCD times the next one, the a plus 2's cancel, and the a plus 5 cancel, it leaves me an a minus 3 and an a minus 5. So I have 2 times a minus 3 times a minus 5. And then in the denominator, same thing. I have this 2 left over from here, and then a minus 3 and a minus 5 will cancel with this a minus 3 and a minus 5, leaving a plus 2 and a plus 5. Then plus 3 times, and then a minus 3 and a plus 2 cancel, leaves behind an a plus 5 and an a minus 5. Okay? Now, this step is where I think you were getting bogged down. Now, what you can do is a couple of different approaches here. You could multiply out every single term and collect like terms and then factor. But what I noticed on this example, and I think on one example in the notes, is that on top I've got a 3 times a plus 2 times a minus 5 and a 2 times a minus 3 and a minus 5. I've got an a minus 5 in common on both of those two terms that are separated by this plus sign. So if I take those and I factor it out, I will be left with an a minus 5 times, and here's what's left. This 3 in this a plus 2 is left behind when I factor out the a minus 5, which leaves me 3a plus 6. I just multiplied it out. And then the same thing here is I've got this 2 and an a minus 3 left when I factor out the a minus 5, and that's 2a minus 6. And I just distributed those. And the same thing happens on bottom. I noticed that both of these have this a plus 5. So I factor that out, and what I'm left with here is a 2 times a plus 2, which is 2a plus 4, and this 3 times this a minus 5, which is 3a minus 15. Now I'm going to simplify inside of this radical, and inside of this parentheses, inside of this parentheses. So on top I have the a minus 5, and the 6's cancel, so inside I just have 5a, and then on bottom the a plus 5, but then the 2a plus 3a becomes 5a, And the 4 minus 15 becomes minus 11. And nothing else factors, nothing else cancels, so that's my final answer there. I'm wondering if that might help.